Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. One last chance for Bogles to redeem themselves. And yeah, no Boggle. Also no Boggle. Alright, there we go. Boggle found. Had to multiply, but we got there. We'll keep the rancor. I mean, there's a chance. We have Spider Umbras for protection, so let's just Temple Garden untapped and play a Glade Cover Scout. Ship the turn. See what our opponent has. What they're on. Opponent, Temple of Deceit. So this is probably Ad Nauseam if it's a tier deck. I think it's only deck that plays Temple of Deceit. So pretty much, yep, there's a Lotus Bloom suspended. So definitely Ad Nauseam. Well, how fast can we kill our opponent, and how many Angel's Graces do they have? Rancor, number 1. Our life total is super irrelevant in this matchup. Spider Umbra. And get in for 4. That's a semi-fast clock. Opponent's down to 16. Lotus Bloom ticks down. I mean, we probably have to kill our opponent before Lotus Bloom comes off suspend. Or ideally, we'd be able to. And I don't think our clock is quite fast enough for that. Ethereal Armor would probably be our best draw. Serum Visions for our opponent. I'm going to do some scrying and some drawing. Opponent puts both to the bottom and passes. Come on, Ethereal Armor. Or Plains. Well, I guess that means we Spider Umbra our Glade Cover Scout. Get in for 5. Put our opponent to 11. Play the Plains, pass the turn. Lotus Bloom ticks down for our opponent. There's Pented Prism, so our opponent might be able to win next turn. Well, let's sack our Horizon Canopy. Ethereal Armor? Path, dead card. Spirit Dancer, also not good here. Get in with Glade Cover Scout. Put our opponent down to 6. And Core Spirit Dancer. Pass the turn. See if we happen to live. Not feeling too confident. Lotus Bloom comes down. So we definitely couldn't raise the Lotus Bloom. Our opponent has all the mana they need. The only question is, do they have their combo pieces? If they do, there's Angel's Grace. So, Ad Nauseam, I expect. Sacks for black, and... Alright, there's Ad Nauseam. Well, Bogles. Bogles, Bogles, Bogles. Apparently, my distaste for this deck was founded, after all. We can bring in Stony Silence. I guess Seal of Primordium. Leyline of Sanctity doesn't really do it in this matchup. I guess these are the cards we want. Going down, Path to Exile. Going down... We gotta cut one more card. I guess Suppression Fields are also pretty bad. That gives us 2 more slots. I guess we can bring in a couple ley lines. They're not game over, but I guess they're alright. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Alright, this is the nut draw. If we don't win this game, then Bogles is just the worst. So Temple Garden untapped. Play a Slippery Boggle. Pass the turn. So next turn we get double Ethereal Armor. Then the following turn we get Daybreak Coronet. If that doesn't do it, nothing will. Lotus Bloom suspended, and we're on the play. And we draw Stony Silence. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Get a Temple Garden. Untapped. Ethereal Armor on our Slippery Boggle. Ethereal Armor on our Slippery Boggle. So we are attacking for 5 here on turn 2. And that's just going to get better next turn when we throw in a Daybreak Coronet. Essentially, this is +5/+5 for Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink because of the double Ethereal Armors. Another Lotus Bloom suspended. Darkslake Shores for our opponent. Opponent passes. Well, Daybreak Coronet on our Slippery Boggle. Makes it a 10-10. First strike, lifelink, vigilance, and of course hexproof. Put our opponent to 5, go up to 25. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. What do you have to stop this slaughter? Lotus Bloom ticking down, Lotus Bloom ticking down. Better yet, next turn, we have a lethal clock. So next turn, we attack with Slippery Boggle, make our opponent stay alive somehow, slam Stony Silence to shut down these Lotus Blooms. Alright, there's Phyrexian Unlife, leaving up mana for Angel's Grace, exiling a Simian Spirit Guide. Well, let's Rancor. Go attacking, 4-14. Not going to kill our opponent because of Phyrexian Unlife. There's Angel's Grace. Puts our opponent down to 1. We go up to 39, and we play Stony Silence, which means our opponent's not going to have enough mana to kill us in the super near future, since their Lotus Blooms aren't going to do anything. Lotus Bloom coming down. Cannot be activated, so no mana from Lotus Bloom. Opponent plays a land. Serum Visions for our opponent. Bottoms both, and passes. Well, let's get in with Slippery Boggle. We are up to 54 life. Opponent's at negative 15. Play a Spirit Guide, pass the turn, see what happens. Can our opponent kill us? We are 1 attack away from winning. There's Spoils of the Vault for our opponent. What do they name? Gets an Ad Nauseam. Okay. Oh! Exiles the Scorn. Does that mean we win? How many of these do they play, I wonder? So, Lotus Bloom comes down. Does our opponent have enough mana? They need an untap land. Oh, that's a tap land. And if they use Spirit Guide, they shouldn't have enough mana? I guess if they can kill our Stony Silence, then they might have enough mana. They need their last unknown card to be a removal spell for Stony Silence. Whoo! And our opponent scoops it up. So, with the nut draw, we can just barely win. Alrighty then. Well, let's run it back. Our opponent is probably taking out all their removal. I think we're going to keep this on the strength of Ethersworn Canonist. This is risky, but Ethersworn Canonist does shut down the combo, at least parts of the combo. You can't do the Angel's Life part of the combo. Well, it looks even a little bit better now that our opponent is duressed. Down to 4 cards. Takes our Daybreak Coronet. And we are going to be able to sacrifice... Alright, there's Lotus Bloom. Well, Temple Garden tapped, past the turn. Oh, we are leaning super hard on this Canonist. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Really going to depend on our opponent's hand. There's a Plains. And passes. Well, we have Horizon Canopy and Ethersworn Canonist. Pass the turn. If they can kill our Canonist, then we have problems. Lotus Bloom ticking down. So this just means our opponent can't Angel's Grace and Ad Nauseam, which is the combo, in the same turn. It does not keep our opponent from winning with Laboratory Maniac, though. More Horizon Canopy. Well, Hyena Umbra on our Canonist. Attack with Canonist. Oh boy. I think we're going to end up getting punished. Temple Garden, untapped. Pass the turn. So here comes Lotus Bloom. We don't have paths, so we can't kill Laboratory Maniac. Lotus Bloom down. Oh, what's our opponent have? Goes to combat. No attacks. Alright, let's sack Horizon Canopy. Get an Ethereal Armor and a Slippery Bogle. Well, there's Ethereal Armor. Our opponent might just be waiting till our end of turn to fire off Ad Nauseam, draw their entire deck. Well, I guess they would lose if they did that, so we'll see. Maybe they don't have the combo yet. Hit our opponent to 12, play Horizon Canopy, pass the turn. They can't Angel's Grace and Ooh. Alright, spoils of the vault. What are they looking for? Do they live? Come on, let's get a win! Bogles, one time, Bogles. Oh, it's been so rough. What's the name? I'm... Oh... Phyrexian Life. Unfortunately for us, unfortunately for our opponent, right at the top of their deck. Only 3 cards down. So here comes Unlife. So they are set up for the combo next turn, most likely. Opponent passes. Well, we need to draw a hate card here. Saccharizing Canopy, another Boggle, a Forest. I think this means we're dead, almost assuredly. Play Ethersworn Canonist. Put our opponent to 4. Play Slippery Bogle. Play Horizon Canopy, pass the turn. Basically, we have to leave up mana and hope our opponent is worried about Path to Exile and doesn't go for Ad Nauseam because of that. If they go for Ad Nauseam, we are going to end up losing. There's that. Well, they're going to end with an Angel's Grace in hand. They draw their entire deck. They can't cast another non-artifact spell. So I think this is going to give us a 1-turn window to kill Phyrexian Life. Huh. Alright, so what happened there is our opponent, being good with Ad Nauseam apparently, fired off the Ad Nauseam during their draw step, and it gave the impression that this all happened because of Ad Nauseam, but what actually happened is our opponent, on their draw step, drew their entire deck and then instantaneously drew their card for the turn. So it gave this impression that there was a Modo bug, but actually it worked correctly. It was just a good play by our opponent.